This is the third video about SOH-CAH-TOA. So in this video, we're going to talk about the TOA of SOH-CAH-TOA. So once again, SOH-CAH-TOA is about the relations of angles and side lengths in right triangles. So in this case, if we have the labeled angle given, then the T stands for tangent, which is another function on your calculator. And the tangent is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. And what this means, that's where the TOA comes from. T from tan, O from opposite, A from adjacent. What this means is that if you have the opposite and the adjacent legs of the right triangle, then the tangent of the angle is equal to the opposite side from the angle divided by the adjacent side to the angle. So that is what the TOA in SOH-CAH-TOA stands for. Alright, so we're going to do a few examples to figure out better how it works. Let's say we're looking for AC. We don't know it, so we're going to label it as X. So we have 38 degrees. So we're going to take the tangent of 38 degrees, and that equals 2. And here I'm labeling it as X, as I said. And the opposite is X, and divided by the adjacent, and the adjacent is 3. So tan equals opposite over adjacent. We just solve for X, we multiply by 3 on both sides, and we get X equals 3 tan of 38. So this we just plug into our calculator. And I remind you, as I did in other videos, that you really need your calculator to be in degree mode to get the correct answer. So we plug it into the calculator, and we get X equals 2.34. If you got something that's completely different, then that means that your calculator was most likely in radian mode, or at least definitely not in degree mode. So now we're going to move on to a second example. This time we're finding AC. So since we don't know AC, we're labeling it. And there it is. So it's X. And once again, we apply the tangent. So tan of 29 degrees is equal to, the opposite is 6, the adjacent is X. And remember, the adjacent one is the leg that is really close to the angle, and the opposite is the one that's, well, opposite of the angle. So we solve for X. So far we're at X tan of 29 equals 6, divided by tan of 29 degrees on both sides, of course. And the left side simplifies. We get X equals 6 over tan 29, the tangent of 29 degrees. And this is something we can just plug into our calculator. So I plug it in, and once again, you need to be in degree mode. I'll keep repeating this. And when we plug it in, you get 10.82. So the value of X is 10.82. All right, great. So let's move on to the last example. This time we're looking for an angle B to be specific. So we have 7 and 10 given as side lengths, and we want to find an angle. So we label it as X. And what happens when we take the tangent of X? We get the opposite, and that's 7, divided by the adjacent, and that's 10. So 7 over 10. So this time, you can't really use the tan button on your calculator because we're taking the tangent of X. So for that, for this problem, we're gonna use tangent inverse, which is also a button on your calculator. And the tangent inverse is kind of like taking the square root of x squared, but you use it on tan. So when we apply the tangent inverse to both sides, we get x equals tangent inverse of 7/10. So then we just plug this into our calculator, and assuming we're in degree mode, we'll get 35.00 degrees. And that's the answer to the problem. And once again, you need to be in degree mode. Well, I hope that this video helped, and thank you for watching.